What's up, everybody? Today, I wanted to talk about the cast of GG Strive, at least the base roster, because no DLC has been released yet or announced as of the making of this video. So I want to talk about the base roster, what my thoughts about it are. Disclaimer: this isn't a tier list. I'm just want to discuss how I feel about since the beta, how strong the characters are, how many times I've fought against them. So I'm gonna start in alphabetical order and just go all the way down. So first, we'll talk about Angie. I was thinking about playing Angie because I played him in Plus R, but his moves are a lot different. He didn't have the same kind of like style that well, not style, but like I guess drip kind of like his combos weren't as cool as they used to be from Plus R. So I kind of skipped on him, but I played him a few times, and I played against him a couple times as well. He seems pretty decent. You know, he has some pretty good damage. Seeing some Twitter combos that don't look too hard, I feel like once Angie players optimize him, he'll be pretty damn good. So I think he's alright in the middle. I didn't fight him too much, so I don't have like a crazy strong opinion on him, but I think he's pretty solid. Next we have Axel. Axel seems pretty good, at least from my experience. I was playing Soul, so the matchup seemed to be in Axel's favor overall, but he seems pretty good. You know, he has a bunch of changes that are pretty good. He has some plus moves now. Renson could be plus. Just the way the game works of like getting pushed back pretty far away, it definitely benefits him as a zoner. But also some things definitely hurt him, especially the high damage and the fact that characters like the screen just kind of feels a lot smaller, and like the damage that people do on him is very high overall. So he's also a character that seems, I think, a little bit above average. I think he could be really strong, but we'll have to wait and see. He was at least really good against Soul, for sure. Next up is Chip. So Chip, I know last beta he was pretty bad. A lot of people said he was pretty bad. I didn't fight that much Chip, honestly. I fought a couple of Chips here and there. I wasn't too sure what he was doing, to be honest, so I don't really have that big of a take on Chip. But I don't know. I guess just keep an eye out for the Chip players. We'll see what they do. But it doesn't seem to be favoring him in this game so far, at least in beta 2. So maybe he'll get some buffs in the final release that will help him out a little bit. Alright, Faust. Faust, he got the kicks. His shoes are drippy as fuck. But as a character, I know a lot of people were complaining that his items weren't as good as they used to be. So that can definitely hurt him, especially, you know, as an item character, he definitely wants some good items. But overall, he definitely lost some stuff. You know, he doesn't have Pogo anymore, which is kind of a signature move. And his normal seemed pretty decent overall, you know. But we'll see. He definitely seems to be on the lower side, kind of like Chip. He doesn't seem to be the greatest character right now. You know, like I said before, base roster. We'll see when the final game releases to give him any buffs. But I can see he definitely needs it on his items. His items and the Faust players are definitely complaining that are not very particularly good. Giovanna. So Giovanna is interesting. I know a lot of people have like some pretty hot takes on Giovanna. I think she's pretty good. From what I've learned, you know, recent times, a character that's like pretty solid and easy to play is definitely a good sign. She, you know, has a bunch of plus moves. Keep herself plus. And overall, at least from the Giovanna players I've been seeing, that they don't really use the meter for combos. It's more for the damage, especially with super. So she has some interesting stuff going on with that. But yeah, she seems good, man. You can't sleep on characters that are easy and effective. You know, I think she's pretty good. I would definitely put her up as one of the characters I would definitely keep an eye out for. And some pretty strong players are also using her as well. I know Kazunoko, for one, was using her a lot, especially in Beta 1. I don't know about Beta 2, but yeah, she seems good. She seems quite solid. Next up is Ino, man. Ooh, Ino. She seems really good. I'm going to have another video where I was fighting against Nagoroyuki, who's like kind of like my rival in a couple fighting games so far. We definitely go back and forth, and he's been playing Ino. And Ino, man, she is the mix queen. Her mix-ups are nasty. She has a super good vortex, just knock down, some of the note, knock down again, high low. She has a command throw super now. She seems mad solid. And the stroke the big tree, the move that goes under the load profiles, is really good too. I think her heavy one is plus now. So yeah, she seems really, really good. I think she's definitely like, she's probably high tier, unless they change her like dramatically. I can definitely see her being very strong, and someone I will consider playing, honestly. Seems really good. If they kind of destroy my boy Soul, which I don't think so, I might look into her. All right, next up is Kai. Kai. He seems pretty good. I didn't see that much of Kai. I didn't fight that much of Kai, but I saw a lot of stuff on Twitter, especially from like SKD. He seems good. He seems pretty solid. I think. I don't really know exactly how his moves work now, especially with like the new mechanic he has with the lightning. But seems solid. He seems very like himself. Good buttons, pretty solid damage. But he seems to have some pretty good mix. With the use of resources, of course, he definitely needs some resources to be good. But we'll see. I am keeping an eye on him too as a character I want to play overall. He might be a solid counter pick if Soul is still good against certain matchups, maybe against like Axel or I don't know. I'll think about it though. But yeah, I'll definitely keep an eye out for Kai. He is pretty solid and might have some really hidden potential with the resource management. All right, next up is Leo. Leo is a gorilla, yet again. He definitely got some nerfs since last time. I think like overall he's pretty solid. His moves are pretty hard to deal with. I feel like his overheads are faster now. He still got that counter, gets nice damage off of that counter too. Gives you a good pop up. Fireball. You kind of really can't outzone him because his fireball's still really good. So I think Leo's like pretty much, he's very, very similar to his Exert form, in terms of function. He kind of performs the same way, honestly. It's a different game, different engine, so he might be better than he was before. Because in Exert, he wasn't that great. So we'll have to wait and see how good he'll be eventually. May. Another gorilla. We got two gorillas back to back, huh? May. I don't know how I feel about May. I think she is good, but she definitely is lacking some stuff that some of the other gorillas have. I think her offense is like pretty linear, even though, like I said, with Giovanna, basic and effective is very good. May's a tricky one. Sometimes May can be really, really daunting to fight, and sometimes May is like pretty underwhelming. It could definitely determine the matchup as well. The matchup could also play a huge factor, of course. But I think she's pretty good. She seems solid. A very, very scrub killer character. You can't deal with Dolphin. You're gonna have a hard time. So I definitely give May, a solid A if I had to rank her. She's at least for now. We'll see how the game develops. She could become weaker over time, but we'll have to wait and see. Oh, Milia. She is a monster. Milia is also a mixed queen. We have two mixed queens in the game. Her movement's still really good. She has really, really good neutral. Her 5K and her far slash are both extremely powerful. Some different changes, compared to like Extra Milia. I feel like Milia goes with a lot of changes throughout each game. But so far in this form in Beta 2, she seems pretty good. Really, really good mix. Her damage is like, okay. She takes a lot of damage herself. But yeah, there's some good melee players. Lornite, Leffen was playing her as well. I know the melee players are kind of doubting her too. It's kind of funny that the people that are playing her are doubting her, but I don't know. She seems pretty good. She seems solid. Will she be better than Ino or some of the other characters that have heavy mix-up game? Maybe. Maybe not. I'd probably put Ino over her for now. I feel like her mix-up is much easier to set up than Milia's, but I don't know. Her neutral game might be a little better. Alright, Nagoroyuki. Oh boy. He is pretty yikes. This might be a little bit of a bias because I play Soul, and Soul was clapping some Nagoroyuki cheeks. He was getting bullied, man. It's tough. He got nerfed too for some weird reason. Something with his blood gauge. I don't even know. That's like how little I really understand that matchup. Because Soul just completely deletes him. So, like I said, there could be a little bit of a bias, but like, man, he seems to struggle against a lot of characters. I know Ram beats him really badly. I'm sure Axel does too. Soul. Man, he needs some help. We'll see. We'll see what happens. There's some good players out there, especially Fame. And I know Omito is trying him as well, but Well, I don't know. I don't know about him. I don't think he's not looking too sharp, but you could get buffed in the final release. Potemkin. Oh boy. Potemkin was quite broken early on. But as of now, he seems okay. Seems solid. Nothing nothing to cry about for Potemkin players. He seems like a pretty decent character overall. You know, some nerfs, some big nerfs because he was pretty broken before. But you know, pot's pot. Nothing to go crazy about. He's pretty solid. Kind of like down the middle. And he grapples you, does a lot of damage, of course. So yeah, that's pretty much it for him. Nothing. I didn't really fight that many Potemkins. The ones I did, I kind of just steamrolled, like Nagoroyuki, because soul things. But yeah, pot's solid. Ramblathol. Oh my goodness, this character. Another character that was extremely broken in Beta 1, who was also really good in Beta 2. You know, besides some nerfs, especially the nerf like overall to her, for the fact that characters can kind of anti her much better now. She's still really good, man. The way she's built is like so solid. Like, extremely long normals with the swords, easy confirms, easy corner carry into pressure with the swords, into wall splat. Like her game plan is just like super easy and super solid. Like if you can't deal with her in neutral, you're pretty screwed. And then she just, you know, sends you flying with the swords. She gets pressure pretty easily. She's a monster right now, and I don't think she's gonna get too many nerfs when the game drops. The way she's built, like I said, is like, you know, it's gonna be hard to nerf her. I think she's gonna be good for a pretty long long time. All right, Soul, my boy, Soul bad guy. He is also a monster. Unlike Ram, I can definitely see him getting nerfed harder when the game comes out. Excuse me. But I think as time progressed, when I was fighting better players, he got a little bit less degenerate. People were having answers against Far Slash. People were having answers against Success. So, you know, Soul, I think power level wise, he will definitely fall a little bit once you get better at the game. But like as a scrub killer, he is like the ultimate scrub killer character. He is so absurd fighting against people who don't know what they're doing. Because of Far Slash, because of Success, like he just absolutely steamrolls some people. But you know, he's still really good. I'm not gonna say he's bad, you know, but against good players, you gotta think a little more. Have to layer the offense a little bit. But yeah, he is extremely powerful currently. All right, last up Zato. Zato 1, my old main in Exerd. He seems kind of iffy. He got some nerfs overall to his game plan. Drill is a mid. He doesn't have two of them anymore. It's only one distance. Eddie, completely different moves, right? Completely different kind of like the way he goes about his game plan. Is not as easy, I feel like, compared to Exerd, where Exerd, you know, you get the knockdown, you can run the mix. You know, you still have to like negative edge and do all the hard Zato stuff, but like your reward is very high. In this game, you know, he's much more about neutral, and that's kind of the harder part about Zato. You play the neutral to get the mix-up, but in this game, his mix-ups, you know, could develop, of course, but I don't think will be nearly as strong as older games. But overall, he seems okay. You know, I'll keep an eye on him, but I don't know if I'll use him, like, right away. I have to see. You know, Soul, I have a couple characters down the line before I even get to Zato, but he seems like an okay character, you know. A pretty difficult character to play. Probably one of the hardest still. So you gotta have to like, or at least I had to take that into consideration if I were gonna play him. Is that do I want to work really hard for like you know, a down the middle character? All right, that's it for me. That is the full base roster and my kind of overview of them. What are my opinions on the whole cast so far? And I'll probably make an updated version of this once the game releases, maybe like in a month down the line of the game releasing. See how characters hold up since Beta 2. And expect more videos coming down the way, especially this week. I have a lot of footage, a lot of footage of gameplay, so I can discuss the game and things I like and don't like, and the ranking system overall. But that's it for me. I'll see you guys later.
Didn't mean it when I said I didn't love you so. I should have held on